Hello and welcome back. I'm Tribeca99. This is XCOM Enemy Within. We are in month 2, and this is episode 2 of the base management portion of my complete classic Ironman walkthrough of the game. So we have some difficult decisions here to make. If you watched the first month video, you'll know that I've been aiming to try and build 2 satellite uplinks by the end of this month. Now it turns out the timing on that is going to be very, very tight. So we'll take a look at engineering, what we need to get that done. So obviously the first satellite uplink, that's something we could start right now if we wanted to. 100 credits, we have that. But it's going to take up 5 power and of course require 10 engineers. So that 5 power will take us to 29, so obviously we'll need power. Now in theory, we could build just a regular power generator. That's fairly cheap, and it would let us build one more satellite uplink. But I really want to be more efficient than that, and by far the most efficient thing is going to be to put a thermogenerator here. That's also going to open up our ability to build all kinds of other stuff later on, rather than delaying that even further. I am willing to delay building the Cybernetics and Genetics Labs, for a little while, but not too long. And fairly soon we're going to be wanting to look at building the officer training school and the foundry and all of that stuff, as well as, of course, the game progression buildings like the alien containment facility and that stuff. So, I feel like we really need to put in a thermogenerator. So that's going to cost us 200. Each satellite uplink is going to cost us 100, so that's 400 right there. Also, we currently have 14 engineers. To get the second uplink, we are going to need one more engineer. And then, so that's going to take care of probably these 3 buildings. And then actually purchasing the satellites themselves is going to cost us about 400. So we're looking at having to spend 800 credits. As you can see, we only have 189. Now, if we go take a look at the gray market, we can raise 90 from sectoid corpses, 108 from Illyrium, so that's about 200. 160 from alien alloys. We're going to try not to spend our weapon fragments for now. So 160 from alien alloys, 80 from flight computers, 75 from power sources, so that's 155. So that's like 315, plus the 200 basically from these two. So it's not going to add up to being enough money. That's like 689. We're going to be over 100 short. So at present we can't plan on building those 3 satellite uplinks. With the amount we're going to be short, we could sell everything, build both satellite uplinks, assuming we can get another engineer, and then only launch 1 satellite on the second uplink by the end of the month. That's not really worth spending that much to get both uplinks up. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to basically sort of hope that we get another mission by the 5th in order to get some money and engineers to build that stuff. The 5th is the date on which we have to go into engineering and start building the thermogenerator so that we have time to get the satellite uplink up by the end of the month. The thermogenerator is going to take 8 days. Actually, I guess if it's 8 days, we would have technically till the 8th, so we could wait till the 7th. The thermogenerator will take 8 days, taking us to the 15th, and the uplink will take 14 days, taking us to the 29th. So by the 8th we need the thermogenerator. By the 10th we need to build our satellites. So certainly, if we haven't gotten a mission that's going to pay us a bunch of money by the 10th, we're going to abandon this plan, go with 1 satellite uplink, and we'll go ahead and build a genetics lab or cybernetics lab or something instead. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. And so we'll start scanning. And, you know, it occurs to me, the reason I had the 5th in my mind, actually, is that's the day we would have to start building a workshop if we were going to do one. Now, given the cost, that adds another 130, so that would take us to 930. I think building a workshop in order to get this done is really just not a feasible strategy, because of that high cost. It's also not really worth paying for something that gives you 6 engineers when you only need 1. I'm really hoping we can get this last engineer we need from a mission. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and scan, stopping as soon as possible on the 8th.
Aircraft transfer complete. Satellite coverage now available over Argentina.
Okay, so we did not make it in terms of getting a mission before the 8th. So we're going to go ahead now and give up on our plan of getting 2 satellite uplinks by the end of the month. So we'll just focus on getting 1. That uplink is going to take 14 days to build. We're on the 8th now, and you know, we could build one without power. They only take 5 power, but because we're not building that second satellite uplink, I think we should probably definitely go for one of these labs. I think I'm more interested in the Cybernetics Lab. We could also think about building both. We actually have enough power to build both now, and then when the generator comes online, we can, you know, we'll have more power. We'll have enough power for the uplink. So, you know, it's dicey as to whether we can afford it, but it would be very nice to start, you know, being able to pump out some stronger units with these things, especially since that's what the DLC is for, and I guess these are supposed to offset the more challenging, the new aliens we're going to face. We're going to start facing the new Seeker aliens this month, I believe, from what I've read online. And so we want to be able to kind of deal with that. I mean, the other thing is we might wait until we're able to build the officer training school and do that instead of a genetics lab, which is, you know, which would be very nice. But at any rate, I think we're going to go ahead now with the Cybernetics Lab. We could maybe put a genetics lab over here. You know, we do want to build our Thermogenerator, so we have to raise 200. So let's look at that. We need 61 to build our Thermogenerator. Now the question is whether we want to also build a genetics lab. I think I'm going to go for it. I think it'll be great to have both of these at the same time. You know, it counts as a lab for adjacency benefits. I don't really see us using any labs. In the base game, I never used labs. And so I don't expect needing them for research. We'll get enough scientists as rewards to kind of handle our research needs. We may need a workshop, which is why I've put this here, because it'll allow us to get adjacency bonuses if we do end up building workshops at some point. So we would end up probably putting the officer training school over here. We'll excavate that at some point. Probably once we're actually eligible to build it, we'll start excavating. So I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it a try. We're going to go for the genetics lab right here. So we'll begin construction on that. And now we need to get to 200, so we need 111 credits. So let's take a look at what we can do in the gray market to generate that. Now the best thing to sell at this point are sectoid corpses. You know, 18 of them is quite a few. We only need 3 to research xenobiology, and then we can use them to develop uplinks for our interceptors down the road. But they're not hugely critical. So, you know, and we will obviously get more sectoid corpses down the road. So I feel like you know, going down to about 3, which is how many we need for Xenobiology. Just keeping 3 on hand is probably all we really need to do for now. So that gets us 75 of the 111 we need, so we do need a little more than that. I think, you know, a flight computer gets us there, and, you know, these things are valuable later, but we can't use them right now, and we will continue to have the opportunity to retrieve them from UFOs. So, you know, it may end up hurting us a little bit later on, but it's going to greatly strengthen us for now, sort of being able to sell this stuff. So we're going to kind of be ready to do that. The Illyrium and alien alloys and weapon fragments are much more important. I mean, Illyrium is what I would sell for now, both because it's worth the most and also because, again, we don't need it until later in the game. But weapon fragments and alien alloys we're going to start needing pretty soon for research projects and even for building weapons. And really it's a good idea to try and avoid selling these as much as possible. So this is going to get us what we need to build our thermal generator, and then, you know, if we have to, we can sell more stuff to build our satellites soon. You know, it's not the end of the world if we do end up, like, selling all of this stuff, but we should really try and hang on to it as long as we can. So, there we go, we've built that. Or, sorry, we've sold that, so now we can go build our thermogenerator. Okay, so now we will go ahead and go back to scanning, noting that we have to build satellites on day 10. And we get an abduction mission first. So in an ideal world, maybe we'd get some money here, considering that we don't need engineers urgently. So we'll take a look, but we do have to consider
new abductions in progress. The locations are marked
we
on
do have
the
to consider
hologlobe.
panic levels before you know, taking a mission. So we could get a sergeant level sniper, which is extremely valuable, let me tell you. We could get money, or we could get engineers. All very good rewards. So that's in Asia, Europe, or Africa. Asia, Europe, Africa. I mean, none of these individual countries are in trouble, but we have to look at the shape of the rest of the continent. India, Europe, and Africa. So let's go take a look at, sorry, Asia, Europe, and Africa. So Asia, China will panic if we take that one. Europe, nobody's going to panic. Africa, really nobody's going to panic, so we probably shouldn't worry about Africa. Europe will get a couple countries close if we go there. You know, we're going to have 3 satellites at the end of this month, so having China panic isn't the end of the world. The only thing is it's also, you know, not our highest priority in terms of where to launch a satellite, so in a sense it would be nice to prevent panic there. I think we really have a choice between the one in Europe and in Asia. I mean, if we go look at the launch satellite, China does give us 100 and it gives us engineers, so it's a good country to get in that way, in terms of it having at least a relatively high financial reward per month, and what is my favorite, you know, personnel reward. Engineers are more valuable than researchers. So, you know, it's not the end of the world if we have to launch a satellite over China to keep it from leaving the Council. And it's certainly not that bad to have the rest of Asia go into panic mode as well, because these are the countries we're least worried about losing. We're going to try not to lose any countries here, but if we do lose a country, we would like for it to be in Asia, because we at least won't lose that continent bonus. So I think, let's take a look. Europe or Asia. Let's look at the rewards. So Asia is going to give us a sniper, whereas Europe is going to give us 200 credits. I mean, 200 credits will pay for our satellites, will pay for us having to build 3 satellites here. And so we won't have to sell stuff on the market, and it'll leave us more money later in the month when we finish researching lasers, and when we finish building the mech lab and cybernetics lab. Just for building all that stuff, having the extra money would be very nice. But also having another sniper would be nice, especially if we happen to lose ours. This one will come already with squad sight. So really, you know, if you're in this situation, I don't mind going either way here for the reasons I've spelled out. Letting China panic. You know, like I say, it's not exactly where we want to launch a satellite, but it's not terrible either. And having a sniper would be good, but I think I'm going to go for the money and rely on my ability to keep my squad members alive in the actual missions. They're both equal difficulty, so there's nothing there. So we're going to go ahead and do this mission in France. I'll see you after the mission. Okay, so that mission was a success, although we did lose 2 of our squad members. One was only a rookie, so that's not the end of the world, but we lost our heavy. You know, we've got a usual amount of stuff. We got 10 meld and some weapon fragments and corpses and stuff. We unlocked, you didn't see it because it's in the other video, we unlocked the officer training school. Now we unlock the laboratory, and we get our reward. So, given the date,
We have medals available in the
it is the
barracks,
9th.
Commander.
We could
If you
wait
feel
one
any
more day,
soldiers
but
merit
actually
an
starting
award.
and stopping the scan is, you know, in a day is a little bit tricky, and I really don't want to risk missing building our satellites. So I'm going to go ahead, we'll just look at our facilities. Okay, this stuff is building, that's great. Now we'll go ahead and we need to manufacture 3
Our current satellite
satellites,
uplink
and
facilities
that's
are
going
at
to
full
spend
capacity.
almost all
We
of our
should build
money.
additional uplinks as soon as possible to allow
Yeah,
for
we'll
new
build the
satellite
uplink,
deployments.
just you wait. Okay. Let's take a look at what's going on in
We
the
suffered a
barracks really
number of
quick.
casualties and haven't found suitable
So our
replacements.
two
We need to start hiring
remaining
additional soldiers to the
leveled
barracks.
members, 1 sergeant, 1 corporal, are injured. But we still have enough recruits that we don't need to worry about hiring more quite yet. It would be great to build the officer training school, but again, I'm just not convinced we really have the money or the space. We could go ahead and do this. The officer training school costs 125, it costs 10, so we would have to come up with 135. Just taking a look at the gray market really quick, there's 115 here. You know, so we could, by selling a couple more sectoid corpses, get to that 125 number. But we have to remember that we also have to build a satellite uplink, which is going to cost us 100, and that's really going to strip us of stuff. So I don't think it's worth building the officer training school quite yet, especially because we probably won't have the money this month to use it. So yeah, I just don't think it's... Oh, we don't even have the power. Anyway, we have to wait for the thermogenerator anyway. So we might as well do that. It might actually be worth going ahead and selling enough stuff, a couple of sectoid corpses or something, to do this. Or actually, we could sell Thin Man corpses. We could at least start excavating. That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, we got some Thin Man corpses for the first time here, and I believe we're only ever going to need like 3 or 5 Thin Man corpses, and there'll be plenty more. The thing is, the sectoid corpse is actually used in an uplink, which we could potentially produce as many as we have corpses to support. The Thin Man corpse is only used for the augmented med kit after the autopsy. So we only need enough, the 1 to do the autopsy, and however many we need to do the med kit. I think it's like 4 or something. So we're only going to need 5 Thin Man corpses. We're not going to need them for a while because we'll have to build a foundry first. So we can actually go ahead and sell 2 of these without you know, fear of it really costing us anything, and go back to engineering and excavate this so that by the time our thermogenerator is done, we can build an officer training school if we get missions such that we have the money to afford it. So, oh, panic in China. Yes, I knew that was going to happen after that last mission. We talked about that. So that's okay. We'll just put a satellite there at the end of the month. And now it's time to continue scanning. We don't have to be on the alert for anything, for stopping the scanning at any point, because the thermogenerator will stop us and on its own, and that's the point at which we have to worry about building satellite uplink. So here we go, back to scanning.
Commander, you've got
Okay, we have a
contact.
UFO,
The
so let's
signature
go
is a
ahead
little
and
bigger
try
this
and
time.
shoot it down. It's a little risky because, unfortunately, with only one interceptor here, there is a chance it could get away or shoot down our interceptor if we're not paying attention,
Bangs out.
given that it's a medium UFO. So here we go, we'll sit with our hand on the abort button. Okay, we hit it, we missed, we hit again. Okay, we just need one more hit. We got it. Alright. Okay, so we got it. It was getting a little hairy there. If we'd missed that shot, I might have hit the abort button there. But we got it shot down, so we can go ahead and send our Sky Ranger out. So I will see you. We'll be back with more base management after the mission. Okay, so after that mission we got a couple of extra rewards here. Another Defender's Medal, Urban Combat Badge. Take a look at those in just a minute. We also got some great rewards: Illyrium, alien alloys, weapon fragments and corpses and stuff, of course. Some damage stuff, 2 more flight computers and a power source. Okay, so we will go take a look at all of this. First thing is to go to the gray market and of course sell the useless stuff. That's free money, and then we can consider selling more stuff as if we need to. You know, especially once these facilities we've started building are done. You know, the Genetics Lab and Cybernetics Lab, we will want to consider spending some money in there. You know, and once this excavation is done, we'll also look at whether we want to go ahead and build the Officer Command School right away. Keeping in mind, of course, that we do still have to build a satellite uplink. Taking a look at our medals. So we now have 2 of these Defender's medals. And so knowing now that we can get more than one of them, I'm a little more inclined to go ahead and award them. Let's take a look at our barracks. So we have a high-level sniper who's injured, an assault who's already carrying a medal, the Urban Combat Badge. So which one is that? That's 5 defense when in cover. That's pretty nice. The Defender's Medal means you can get extra healing. An International Service extra aim bonus. So we'll go ahead and give this to our snipe. Well, we want to give it to our high-level sniper. So what I'm actually going to do instead is give the extra defense to our heavy, because they're going to need that. They're going to come under fire a lot in addition to the assault. So we'll do that. That's great. The extra aim I want to give to a sniper, but I might as well wait until he's not injured anymore. And the extra healing, I don't really know who to give that to. I mean, that could be like everyone needs that, but I think it's not that useful right now, because it's very rare that anyone's going to go past, you know, get 6 injury and still be alive. It's just very rare that would actually happen. Although I could just give it to my heavy and my assault, honestly. given that they're the ones that are going to have the most health, because I'll be piling armor on them as much as possible. So that's what I'm going to do. Oops. Oh, but I have this aim one. Yeah. I'm going to wait until the next mission and I'll decide about metals at that point. We'll see what happens. So we will go ahead and scan. We did already start. I had a little brief panic there. I thought we hadn't started satellites. I forgot, but we did. So we're really just waiting for this thermogenerator to finish in a couple of days.
Excavation
Commander, we're receiving a
Okay,
transmission
we have
from
a
the
council mission.
Coming on
Let's take a
screen.
look. Okay, I haven't seen anything like this before. This looks like potentially DLC mission, because from what I know from the slingshot missions, that's the only time the council ever gives you like 3 types of rewards, and this is very similar. So monitoring unusual reports, hijacked attempt, blah blah blah. Alleged perpetrators were human, aliens in the area. Something about the cargo. Yeah, this sounds like DLC. So it looks like we will go ahead on this mission. Let's take a look quickly at who in the barracks is ready to go. So it's these 4. And not this sniper. 3 days. We have to think longer term with our medals. I mean, I really do want to give this international service to the sniper, because that's the whole point, and I want to give it to our higher level sniper. The defender's medal, that I don't mind awarding. Although, you know, our sniper is only 1 level up, which reasonably could happen. You know, this sniper could level on this mission. So, or one of these snipers. God, I should only take 1. I should not take 2 snipers on this mission. I should take a rookie instead. So we'll go ahead and give this defender's medal to our heavy here. Yes, you have 2 medals now. And the International Service Cross, I guess we will give to Mary Wallace. Doesn't really matter. And we'll save the other medal. I might as well give +2 aim on this mission, since I can. Seems worth doing. Okay, so we will go ahead with this mission, and we'll be back with more base management after the mission. Okay, so that last mission was technically a success, even though our whole team died. We did extract the informant, I guess you could call him, that we wanted. So here we go. That is a success. We get our scientist engineer and 150 credits. You know, for rookies, that only costs 60 credits, so you could call that a success, I guess. They were all only squatty. There were 3 squatties and a rookie, so only a little bit of experience lost. Not a massive failure, I suppose. It wasn't great, but hey, at least
We will be in
we
touch,
succeeded at
Commander.
our main objective. We have some money here now. So we're going to wait for the thermogenerator and then we'll start building stuff. We just have to go back to scanning. Although, actually, let's take a
As
look
the alien
at...
attacks have become
Yeah,
more frequent,
so
our casualty rate
clearly
has climbed.
we need some more
Our troop shortage is
soldiers.
becoming a problem.
We only have
Should start
5
screening
left,
potential
so
candidates at the barracks
let's
immediately.
go ahead and hire 5 more, because that's going to make things a little bit safer. They're going to take a few days to get here, so hopefully we don't get any missions in that time. So far so good. Here's our thermogenerator.
Arrived this morning, Commander. We're always glad
So
to
we're
have
going to go
more help
back.
down
Now
here.
is the time to build the satellite uplink that we definitely need. And what is the date? 16th. Soldiers coming in 2 days. Our labs are going to be done in a couple days. Yeah, so we don't want to go spending a bunch of money. I mean, it's very tempting to put in an officer training school so we can field larger squads. That's been part of our problem. With only 4 of our team members out there, it would be great to have a larger squad. But I'm just not sure we can afford it. It's going to cost us 80 credits. We can obviously build one right there. But it's going to cost us 80 credits. But we only have these 2 labs. We don't have to build anything more at this point. So I think we probably should do it. We can definitely raise 80 credits out of what we have here, just like that. That'll do it. And I think that's probably the way to go. Again, power sources we're not going to need for quite a while, and we can get more. So we're going to go ahead and build an officer training school. We need to really start beefing up our squads, and until we can do so in other ways, especially given the harder aliens we're facing in Enemy Within than we faced in Enemy Unknown, I think it's important to get these kind of squad upgrades that are going to help us, even though our soldiers themselves are not intrinsically that powerful. We don't have a lot of experience on our team because we've been having a lot of casualties. So here we go. Alright, we'll go back to scanning now. And we should have beam weapons, laser weapons soon, which will help immensely. Request from Brazil wants a satellite, and they're going to give us 200. Okay, so that's something to consider when we're ready to launch satellites, that we might want to launch one over Brazil. That's a pretty big reward this early in the game. And also, I think it's the case that if we take a look at the situation room, Brazil, that's going to give us the South American bonus. So I think there's a lot of advantage to launching a satellite over Brazil. We can do one over Brazil, one over China, and one somewhere else. We'll probably have another abduction mission, so hopefully we won't lose any more countries. In fact, as long as we take the Asian one, we can definitely still do China and Brazil and not have to worry about where else we launch a satellite. So I think we can do that. I think we can help Brazil out once our satellites are done. So we will go ahead and scan. Oh,
Commander,
here's the abduction
we're
we were
receiving
talking
several
about.
urgent requests for assistance.
So
There
what
are
do we have?
abductions in
We have
progress at each
Mexico,
marked site on the hologlobe.
so North America, Africa, and Europe. I think we may have to continue to control the situation in Europe, and that'll get us engineers, which is not a bad thing. Although, honestly, really I'd love to go to Africa, just given our need for soldiers. We do have one assault now, but last time I checked they were injured. So let's take a look at everything. We're going to take a look at our soldier situation, see who's healthy, who's not, and certainly, so North America, Africa, and Europe, we'll see what that looks like. Okay, so everyone's healthy at least, so we will have our better soldiers back. We'll have a reasonable team, no heavy, so we will have to bring a rookie in their place. And looking at the situation room, so Africa, is going to be okay, nobody's going to panic there. Europe, okay, nobody's going to panic there. And certainly nobody's going to panic in North America, so we can really take whatever reward we feel is best. We really have our choice here. I would avoid, I think North America we should avoid because they definitely have the lowest panic, so we won't go to Mexico, but we can take our pick amongst the other two. And that would be, yeah, we don't want scientists anyway, that's the worst reward. Plus, it looks like it's the most difficult mission, so that's not the one we want, for sure. So we can either take a new assault sergeant, or we can take 4 engineers. And I think it's clear, really, that what we want to do is, given the number of casualties we've had recently, it would be really great to get a free sergeant. So we're going to go ahead and take this mission in South Africa. Yeah. So we'll be back with more base management after the mission. Okay, so that mission was a great success. We got a few corpses, we got all the meld on the mission, and nobody died, so I call that a success. Plus we get our bonus sergeant, so we'll just take a look in the barracks really quick. This guy's new, we'll go ahead and level him up. So run and gun, obviously we're basically going to level him the same as our other assault. So tax sense, I've discussed in the other videos the reasons for taking these. So now we have 2 assaults leveled like that, that's great. Our sniper is injured, and so is one of our rookies, but that's okay. We have another sniper that we can try to level. And our labs are almost done. That's going to be pretty cool. Also, lasers are almost done. That's going to be great. And then our officer training school. But I think it's probably time to go back to scanning. We'll just take a quick look at our facilities. Yeah, we're waiting for the satellite uplink, these labs, officer training school. There's really not anything else we're looking to do in terms of building this month.
Or will we move forward, willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of total victory?
So we'll go ahead and scan.
I have to believe that is not our future.
Quiet, Dr. Shen. I'm trying to get to mission control. Okay. Here's our Cybernetics Lab. The Genetics Lab, that's interesting. I thought I started them at the same time, but I guess not. So nothing in the barracks. Engineering, we can augment. So we have to think about who we want to augment here. We could go for a sniper. That's going to give us plus 10 aim and 10% critical chance on any shots without moving.
With this facility, we'll be able to build mechanized
Or
exoskeletal cybersuits.
we could go with one of our assaults.
And implant our soldiers with the cybernetic interfaces they'll need.
Go with the
to
shock
deploy these
absorbent
mechs onto the
armor.
battlefield.
I mean, it's tough to say what's going to be better. Sergeant, I think they maintain their level, so there is some advantage to putting a high level character in. So I think we probably will go with converting an assault. I think this new guy that we got given, actually. So we just need to get 10 money together. That'll be easy. We'll head over to the gray market, and we don't have a ton of sectoid corpses, obviously. Oh, thin men. We definitely don't need 20 thin men corpses. Like I said, I think we only need 5 or something. So we can sell those. That's going to be our best sort of source of revenue for the time being. So we'll go ahead and augment that guy. Hopefully we don't get a mission before he's done being augmented.
We'll consult with Dr. Volland for the requisite amputations and begin installing the cybersuit interfaces as soon as
And
possible.
we'll go back to scanning. Our genetics lab is going to pop up right away. Alright. So now where do we do this? In the augment? No, that's definitely for the other lab. Maybe in the barracks. Gene mods. Okay, let's take a look at the possible gene mods. What do we have? 10 aim on any shot after a miss. That's pretty cool. Height advantage gives extra aim and crit. That's less useful. Legs. Wound recovery time reduced by 66% and regenerates health up to their max without armor. That's interesting. I think that's pretty freaking cool. What does this cost? Go to Genetics Lab. Alright. 15 meld and 30 bucks. But still, I think probably worth it. Especially because if, you know, they get hurt, it's going to get them back into active duty much faster. And I have to be careful about blowing all of my meld. The hyperreactive pupils cost 5. Okay, let's take a look at our team. We can't apparently augment wounded people, so we'll wait on that. What I really want to know is if this is going to take them out of commission for 3 days, because I don't want to take my whole A-team out of commission for 3 days if I don't have to. So we're going to try just putting the eye augmentation on the sniper. So we need 15 for that, so we can go ahead and sell some
I appreciate your efforts to support
corpses.
the research team, Commander. I've already put the new recruits to work in the lab. Commander, the
Gene Lab is
Genetics
under the
Lab is now
research menu,
prepped
of
and
course.
fully staffed.
Oh, this
We
does
will
look like
begin
it's going to
genetic
take a few
modification of our
days.
soldiers on your order. This facility will be the nerve center of our
See what she
genetic
says.
modification program. Our soldiers will receive entirely new capabilities, making them more effective on the battlefield than ever before. As we improve our understanding of alien genetics, the range of available modifications will expand.
Yeah, okay, so clearly we need to do some autopsies and stuff to get more mods available. I just don't feel like my team can support having someone taken out of commission right now. 3 days. My other sniper's not back for 9 days. It's a bit of a risk if we get a big mission right now.
The meld
We're going to be in
substance has
trouble.
been enormously valuable in advancing our theories on genetic modification. So far, we've been limited to the augmentation of existing
So I think
human
we're going
organs.
to wait to do
With
the
the
Gene Lab
latest
because we're
autopsy
already
results,
augmenting
we
and
now
I
have
just
the
don't
option of
have
incorporating
the
alien
personnel to
physiology into our
afford to
genetic
throw everyone
enhancement
into
programs.
augmentations right now, because
It
if
may
we
be
get a
asking
mission
too
we're going to be in
much of our
trouble. So we'll
soldiers.
go ahead and
They
scan.
will be even more...
Contact detected.
Aha, sure enough we get contact right away. This is a landed UFO in Argentina. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and send our team out. So landed UFOs are generally have much higher, much more resistance. You know, many more enemies than the shot down ones. Makes sense. None of the crew's been killed. But we'll send our team out, see how this goes, and we'll be back with more base management after the mission. Okay, so we're back after that mission. We did pretty well. We got a couple of awards here. We can take a look. You know, some Illyrium and alloys as per usual. A couple of flight computers, power source. So again, more resources we can sell or use down the line. So that's all great. We got a couple of medals, so maybe we'll take a look at the medal situation. Yeah, we have 2 Defenders medals
You're not going to win this fight.
and 2 Urban Combat badges. So, yeah, I mean, we could give some of those out. We'll give some of those out before our next mission, depending on like who's available. And he's freaking out about how many soldiers we have. I guess it's probably worth recruiting a few more just in case, because currently if we had a mission right now we'd have only 3 reserve soldiers, so if we had a team wipe we'd be pretty screwed after that. So I'd like to hire like 3 more, so we'll go to the gray market to get us 45 credits total. We have 18 right now, and like I said, we can really just keep selling Thin Man corpses because we're never going to need this many. Okay. everything looks good here. You know, we're still, I think we can't afford to like augment any of our good soldiers right now because we have too many of them out of commission as it is. Somewhere near the end of this month we're going to face our first terror mission, and we really want the best team we can possibly field for that. I'm hoping we get through the cybernetic augmentation and we can bring our mech out into that, because that will be very helpful, I would think. So here we go. We'll go back to scanning. Oh, here's the terror mission right now, of course. So we do not get to bring out that unit. This is going to be extremely challenging. Unfortunately, if we fail this mission, the country in question will leave the council. So these are absolutely critical to succeed. So we're going to go ahead and award some medals here before going out for that mission. So we have the 5 defense when in cover plus the extra healing. The extra healing is less important because nobody really has enough health. Which one does he have? He has the urban combat. So these two both... Oh no, this one is international service. That gives an aim bonus, which is kind of cool. So we're going to give... Let me take a look. So we'll go ahead and give this urban combat badge. Obviously we can't give it to him. I think we just give them to the 2 that are alive and available, because really every little bit's gonna count here. Yeah. And then this defender's medal, I think we can give to our assault. He's getting high enough level, he's going to have pretty decent health. So, or she, I think having her with one of those is going to be worthwhile. I don't think it's really worthwhile for anyone else. Right, how much health? We have 9 health here, but our sniper only has 5, and our support's probably, well, 8, but that's, won't have 8 when I'm carrying a med kit. You know, just for survivability, I am going to go ahead and give him that medal. Alright. Okay, so we've given our medals. We're going to go ahead and do this mission. Our first terror mission. This is going to be very, very challenging, but I will see you after the mission. Okay, so that mission was pretty good success. Huge success, actually. We didn't get injured when we won the terror mission. That was great. And we have unlocked a new medal. Alright, let's take a look. And we got some more of these available. There's our artifacts. Yay! Panic decrease in Brazil.
We will be in touch, Commander.
And now we want to go ahead and look at our medals. So what is the Council Medal of Honor? Assign power. +1 aim and +1 will for each mission completed with no soldier deaths, up to a maximum of 10. +10 aim and critical chance if not within 7 tiles of an allied unit. This is actually going to be pretty darn good, I think, for a sniper, who are often going to be on their own in the back. Although this is going to be really good too, because we should be able to complete a pretty good number of missions without people dying. Every so often, of course, it's going to happen, but mostly we won't be dying. So I think we're going to go with this. As nice as this would be, I'm just not sure we really are going to reliably be that far away. I mean, that's quite a distance. Whereas this, you know, we get up to +10 aim constantly after getting through 10 missions. So I think that's going to be pretty good. We'll put that on our sniper. Accept. Award. And there's, oh, And are they the same level now? No. Longshot is still higher level. So I'll go ahead and wait until the next mission just to see if we get Longshot back. Mary Wallace here has clearly been getting all the awards. Cancel. And what else did we get again? We got another Defender's Medal for healing, and the International Service, which is +2 aim per continent bonus. Which is only +2 right now. We only have 1 continent bonus, but we are going to get another one, I think, by the end of this month. And hopefully at least one more by the end of the following month. So, I think we can go ahead and scan again. Looking at the barracks, like, we still, very little time has passed, so we only have, we still just have 4 non-rookie team members. We've got more soldiers coming in soon, and we still have a lot of wounded people and waiting on augmentation and blah blah blah, so we would like to have a little more strength, or a little more depth at least, in our roster. But here we go scanning,
The council is requesting your
and we
attention.
have another
Secure
council
transmission
mission.
coming in now. I'm sure the troops will be eager to get out there
So
and
Friends in Low Places. This is the first mission in the Slingshot DLC. There's no penalty for not doing the mission right now, and I think it sticks around for a couple of days. So something I might try. Let's take a look. Our cybernetic augmentation is going to be done in 1 day. So it's entirely possible that we'll be able to bring our mech unit onto the field for this mission, which would be hugely helpful. It is a challenging mission. We're going to have to fight a muton, and there's going to be thin men dropping in around us and even behind us during the mission. So I think I would like to scan until we get our cybernetic augmentation. If we lose the mission, so be it. I think we get it back, we get another crack at it next month. And there's no penalty for not doing it. But if we get the cybernetic augmentation, then we can turn around and go into the field, and it's going to be great. Here we go. I think we might have got it. So yes, cybernetic augmentation, and we do still have it. Okay, so let's just take a look in our barracks for a moment. Here we go, our mech trooper. Okay, so we finished leveling this guy. I haven't played the mission yet because there is one last thing I have to do,
Our worst suspicions
and
may
that
have
is
been
go
true
ahead
after all.
and build
They're
a
not
mech.
just here for abductions. They have something else in mind.
Okay, we need 25 credits,
Our
which is
cyber
probably
suits
going to
have
mean
faced the
go
trials of
ahead
battle
and
were proven effective.
sell Thin Man
As we
corpses.
continue to deploy our mech troopers, they will grow more accustomed to the suits, and if fortune is with us, help put an end to this conflict.
Yeah, we're going to get more Thin Man corpses on this mission anyway, so we can afford to go down to 4 here. That's fine. A little later we're going to have to look up exactly how many Thin Man corpses we need, because after this month they're going to get a little less frequent, I think, in terms of the number we get. But for now we're good to just sell Thin Man corpses. So now we'll head back to engineering and build our mech. 40 meld, that's expensive. And we can go with kinetic strike or flamethrower. I think we're going to go with kinetic strike because we used an assault soldier for this mech, and the assault has these damage reduction bonuses to enemies that are close. So we have an advantage already to being close to the enemy. So the kinetic strike just does enormous damage at close range. So I think that sort of synergizes well with the damage reduction we already have on this mech. Okay, so that should be it for base management until after this DLC mission. So I'll see you again after the mission. We'll be right back. One last thing I forgot before doing this mission is to go ahead and assign medals. So we're going to go ahead and give this aim and will bonus to our best active sniper. It's already got a lot of medals, so that'll be useful. The International Service Cross, this again is an aim bonus. Here, I don't know, the Sniper already has one. The Assault probably isn't really going to need it. It's not of huge use on the support. We could maybe put it on a Mech Trooper. I think I'd rather save it, probably until we get a Heavy. So we'll hold off on that. The Defender's Medal, this is extra healing. That we want to give to our Mech Trooper for sure. So that's it for the medals, and now we'll do the mission and be right back. Okay, so that mission was a total success. We got ourselves some corpses. That's great. But most importantly, nobody got hurt. We get these huge rewards, so we have a bunch of money now, which is about to become very useful when our officer training school is complete. We're going to be able to buy a bunch of upgrades, I think, right away.
Remember,
So we're in good shape there. We're almost done with our first round of laser weapons. Council report is in 10 days. You know, I don't think we really have anything to build. We could consider augmenting some soldiers now. We still have 2 people wounded. The support was wounded just in the last mission. But we got a free Heavy as a mission reward. And you know, the one thing we could go ahead and augment maybe is our Sniper, and then just use the backup Sniper on our next mission, yeah, assuming we get one. That is probably the safest, because we'll still have a team full of 4. Just we'll have our 3rd string Sniper basically on the mission while we upgrade this one. Both our snipers are oh no, she's a yeah. Both our snipers are sergeants now, so they're equivalent. So I think we're safe to go ahead and do that. We're going to augment our...
I just don't understand. Why use such advanced
our
technology
sniper
against innocent civilians?
So there's the recovery time. You know, I've been saying how awesome this would be. That is really quite awesome. However, for a sniper, I don't know, depth perception is pretty good. I mean, we don't get height advantage that much, unfortunately, at least not till a little later in the game. I think maybe the 10 aim on any shot after a miss is going to be better. Although adaptive bone marrow, I don't know. I'm torn. I can't decide. Eventually, I want all of my soldiers to have this adaptive bone marrow. That's awesome, so that they can get back on the field faster. And if they get hurt while they're out on the field, they'll regenerate, which is pretty incredible. I'm going to go ahead with the adaptive bone marrow. I think that's the most important one I want to focus on all of my guys. And then probably hyperreactive pupils will be next. Okay. So this will take 3 days. Hang on, how long does it take if I put them both in? 6 days. Yeah, I don't want to be out of commission for 6 days right now, so I'm just going to do these one at a time. So we'll just do the adaptive bone marrow. Okay.
I'll have the selected volunteer sent to surgical prep
There we go.
immediately. Once the genetic modification is complete, I will notify you directly.
So now we will go ahead and scan. So much stuff happening on the calendar. Alright, beam weapons are complete. So we have laser pistols and rifles. We have to remember that before our next mission. We'll go ahead and make a bunch of that stuff. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So now what we're going to do actually is we're going to do the xenobiology, because we need that for autopsies. And again, I'm almost entirely certain we're going to end up with the South American continent bonus at the end of this month. So we'll be able to do all of our autopsies for all the types of corpses we have instantaneously, which will be a very nice bonus. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we're probably going to go on to precision lasers to get our sniper rifles and shotguns upgraded to better weapons. Okay. So now we can go ahead and scan. The soldiers we hired finally showed up. Alright. Here's our gene mod. Okay. So now she's done gene mods. I might actually consider, let's see. Right, we can't gene mod a mech. I know that. Back in 3 days. Support. I mean, since we're done, we haven't seen a mission. Maybe I will go ahead and do the eyes. Said I didn't want it out for that long, but that was because if we got a mission within those, first couple days and the other sniper got hurt and then we had another mission, we'd have no sniper. But I now know that, at least for 3 days, we do have a backup sniper. Although, alternatively, maybe I'll wait for Katherine Johnson to come out of recovery. I think that's probably a wiser plan. That's what I'm going to do. I'll wait for the other sniper to come out and then probably send her in for gene mods once she's no longer hurt. I have to be careful with my meld now, though. And our officer training school is almost done. Here it is, it's done. Alright. So now we are going to definitely want to go buy some officer training school stuff. So squad size, for sure, buy that right away. Yes, please, more squad size. Yes, please. So now we can bring 6 soldiers into the field. This is going to drastically change how our mission, how comfortable we feel with our missions. Rapid recovery would be great. Lead by example. Huh, interesting. I think that's probably worth 25. Wet work is definitely worth it. So is iron will. I'm going to actually try and purchase all of these. We have quite a bit of money. So sorry about that. I had a slight recording malfunction there. But as I was saying, we have a fair bit of money. We could potentially go ahead and buy all of this stuff for $262. I would sort of strongly consider it's going to help a lot. However, first what I want to do is take a look at how much it's going to cost us to get our laser rifles. So we're going to want, I suspect, probably at least 2 of these, but possibly 3, given that we now have a squad size of 6. So at a cost of 63, we're probably going to want a couple of these as well for snipers. So that's like 77. So like 77, 263, so 340 or something. So we would need 230. Can we do that? I mean, it's clear we can do that. That's not actually going to be that hard to do. It will cost us most of our flight computers and power sources, but those can be replaced. So I think we are just going to go ahead. Well, let's see. It's only 7 days until the start of the next month. And we're going to have a fair bit of money. We have 245 coming in, but that's before we launch 3 more satellites, so we might get like 500 even at the start of the next month. Although we are also going to have to buy more interceptors, clearly. That's going to be a big issue very soon. So let's see, maybe I won't quite buy everything, but I'll get close. I think Iron Will is something we want to get right away, because that's going to help us in the late game, and the sooner you get this, you know, it takes effect every time you level up. So if you level up without it, you know, that's going to hurt you. We definitely want wet work. Lead by example, I think we can do without for now. And rapid recovery we want for sure. So that's 137. So we need 126 off the gray market. I'm going to go look up quickly how many Thin Man corpses we need and be right back. So the answer is 5. So we can go ahead right off the bat and sell 8 of these. So the rest of this stuff, you know, rest of the corpses, I think we're going to need. I don't want to sell off too many sectoid and floater corpses at this point because they're going to become less and less frequent, and they are very useful for uplinks for our interceptors before we're able to develop the newer, the better ship. So now, of course, I can't remember exactly how much we need.
We're monitoring several contacts at the moment, but we may need to run a diagnostic.
But I think we're going to go ahead and sell
Like
2 flight computers for now. That's going to be pretty close to what we need. We'll go ahead and check out what's left. 62. We need 6 more. So rather than selling a whole flight computer power source to get 6, I will just go ahead and sell 3 alloys. Oops. Okay. Pretty good. Now we can go back to scanning. So let's just take a quick look at the barracks for a second. Yeah, we still need 3 days for that other sniper to come out of being injured. Alright, we got Xenobiology. Alright, yes, we want to capture a live alien, I know. But again, this is still not that high a priority for us. Neither is the arc thrower. I mean, we certainly don't want to spend 10 days on it right now. I mean, it's certainly a useful thing, but we need to get better armor and better weapons for our soldiers first. We also have all these autopsies, but these are very soon going to become instantaneous. So we're going to go ahead now with precision lasers to get the scatter laser and the laser sniper rifle. That's certainly a higher priority, and we'll worry about, experimental warfare will unlock the foundry a little later. That's another thing we're going to have to build. So, but for now we definitely want lasers first. Take a look at our situation in facilities. Yeah, I mean, we'll start excavating more on next month for sure, and probably build another access lift right at the start of the month too. We're gonna have a lot to do at the start of the next month. So here we go. We'll go back to scanning now.
Commander,
Satellites are done.
standing by for
Now
launch.
we're waiting for the
Get ready to
uplink.
deploy
Oh,
on your orders.
our sniper has returned to active duty, so we can go ahead and mod. Oops, not in engineering. We'll do it in the gene lab. I mean, she is clearly the star sniper at this point, but we also want we want her to have adaptive bone marrow too. We really are going to want 2 snipers out there. So I think we'll go ahead and start with adaptive bone marrow. We need the money. We need 30 credits. Alright, that's not too hard to come up with. $30 credits. I could sell 15 alien alloys. That's probably the way to go. Or actually 10 Illyrium. Because we won't need the Illyrium until a little bit later. The alien alloys are more useful earlier. And we should have a good enough income of this stuff, you know, that this is not going to hurt us probably later on. So we'll go ahead and do that to raise our money. There we go, so we'll do adaptive bone marrow.
Excellent. We'll begin prepping the candidate for surgery immediately. I will notify you when the genetic modification process is completed.
And, you know, just looking at our barracks, we have exactly 6 people available for the next mission who are not rookies. We are going to have to start leveling up our rookies at some point, but really what I'd like to do is, like, for example, get this assault. He only needs 1 more level for us to unlock the officer training school upgrade, new guy. That means all soldiers will automatically start as squaddies, which is hugely valuable. We don't have to worry as much about leveling rookies and like getting lucky as to what they are. We can just hire a bunch of new people and we'll have a good pool of, you know, members of every class. And that's probably the point at which I'll create a second mech as well, once we get that upgrade. So now we can go ahead and continue scanning, hopefully until we get our satellite uplink, and then we can launch our satellites before the council report. There we go.
Satellite uplink complete.
Okay. So we got this up with like literally 3.5 hours left before having to launch our satellites. So that's called leaving it to the last minute. It's going to be, we're going to get the council report very, very soon. So, okay, I don't need that. What I want to do is launch a satellite here. As I said, our first priority is going to be China. We have 3 available. We have room for 3, so we can launch 3 here. First, we're going to do China so they don't leave the council. That's hugely important. Next, we're going to do Brazil, simply because that's going to give us the South American continent bonus. That's also great.
Satellite launched.
And, oh yeah, they also asked us for a satellite, and they said they'd give us 200, so we got a bunch of free money there. That's excellent. I forgot about that. Now we have 1 more that we can launch. You know, there's something to be said for just going to the US because they're going to give us the most money. Russia gives us close to that much money, and their panic level is higher. It would be nice to reduce panic somewhere. The US really doesn't need it. So I think we are going to go with Russia for the financial benefit.
I still don't understand why the aliens would be willing to go to all this trouble.
So that's what we'll do. There's no pressing reason to go anywhere else. These guys give us the most money and they are a high panic country. So there we go.
Satellite uplink facilities at maximum.
Alright, so now, yeah,
Additional
we need
uplink required.
interceptors over Europe. Ordinarily I would wait till the 1st of the month, but we got that 200 credit bonus, so I think we can go ahead and order them now.
Let's just hope we can
We
keep the
also
people in
would
those
like
cities calm.
additional
The last
interceptors
thing we need
over
is
South
outright
America
chaos.
and Asia, because just having 1 is very, very dangerous. So we're going to go ahead and order an interceptor over Europe. Actually order 2 of them. And then we will order 1 over South America and 1 over Asia. So that gives us 2 over each of the 3 continents we're stationed over at this point. So that's great. And now we'll get the council report, and that'll finish us off for the month.
Incoming transmission.
We are extremely impressed.
So of course we get an A grade. We
with
didn't fail any
XCOM
missions. We
project
didn't let any
thus far,
UFOs
Commander.
go.
Your
We've
recent
got lots of
results
satellite
were
coverage,
beyond
so
our
monthly reward is
expectations.
575,
And
which
that
is a
is
great
not a
number,
statement this
plus 2
council makes
scientists, 3
lightly.
engineers. So I think we're in very good shape. Oh, now we have the We Have Ways bonus, of course, as well. And also abduction missions will no longer happen in South America. If you notice that. Any country with a satellite over it, there will no longer be abduction missions there. And so once you cover off a continent, the panic in those countries will not go up from the main source of panic, which is abduction missions. So anyway, that's our month 2 base management video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you with the next video.